Welcome, welcome, welcome to Saturday Morning Dooger. Hello, thank you for your patience and for your love. Oh, our cat sitter came by to grab the keys and like see where we put the cat food and all of that sort of stuff. And like I want to say 2 hours ago, she was like, I'll be there in 40 minutes. And I was like, perfect. That's perfect. And then she showed up like 15 minutes ago. I was like, that's fine. It's fine. I'm sure I can show her how to do all the cat stuff and put my kid to bed and get a stream go. It's fine. So thank you. What's up, everybody? I have known this t-shirt for as long as I've been watching you. Do you want to know how long I've had this t-shirt? I don't even know how long I've had this t-shirt. I got this at a Goodwill when I was in middle school, I think. A very long time. A very long time. Was it high school? I can't remember. One of those. A very long time. It still fits. Yeah, I haven't grown that much. I was 4'9" in high school, and then I slowly grew to the 5-foot Amazonian I am now. I can wear the same shirts, especially when they are unisex mediums to begin with. So yeah, it still fits. We're good. I think this is this one and my my sweater, my like Wild Fox or whatever it says on it. That sweatshirt. I've had that for a very long time. Are you 5 foot flat? I am. I was measured by a robot and it said I'm 5 foot, so that's what I go with now. You know, how throughout the day you're either like taller or shorter or whatever. A robot said I'm 5 foot. I'm going with that. It's easier. There's no fiddly extra numbers going on. Did you have a good time doing singing with Arcadum yesterday? Yeah. Yeah, but you know, with a group like that, every time it's your time to sing, you're like, well, welp, okay, all right, yeah, I'll do my best. So people were saying though that it was nice because all of us chose very different types of songs to sing. Like we all went for different sorts of music and different kind of like moods of music. So thank you. Aw, thanks guys. Going after the opera singer was bad luck. Seriously. Kelly is like a trained singer for opera, which I think is obvious when you listen to her sing, like just the way that she sings. She's incredibly talented. So she was doing all of the like ballads, right? And I always wound up in the like sequence of names. I was always after her. I was always after her. So thank you. Oh, guys, thank you. That's very sweet. I did my best. I started off with Les Poissons just to like really set the tone for me. I was hoping you would do Bring Me to Life. I know, I was going to. But then I was like, this feels like my pony, right? This is like the whenever I'm like, I just gotta do something. I go for Bring Me to Life because it's just so funny to me. But I was like, I should do some different stuff. Because a lot of the songs that I sang last night are songs that I did during my first Twitch sings. So I was like, it would be nice if I did some other stuff. But, you know, then I did fucking trolly shit. Like, I'm going to sing the song that never ends. Anyway, bye, I'm going to bed. I sent, Arcade, wait, I'll show you. Somebody in chat, after I sang that, somebody in chat wrote this. Because I literally sang that song and then was like, all right, good night, bye. Just left. So shout out to that person. But yeah, it was very fun. I was saying to them that, like, there's a big difference doing Twitch things by yourself and doing it with other people. I think I definitely prefer doing it with other people because, number one, you get a break, right, while everybody else is singing. And number two, you've just got buds there to be like, that was so good. You crushed it. Whether, like, you believe it or not, right? Every time everybody was like, you crushed that, I was like, I only halfway believe you, but it still makes me feel good. So it was nice. It was nice doing it with friends. Yeah, like karaoke, exactly. There was a conversation afterwards. Arcadum started saying something and then went, and started singing the song that never ends. It's an earworm on purpose. It's supposed to be, right? I got a new job that allows me to watch Saturday Morning Dooger. I'm so happy. Welcome! And congrats on the new job. Yeah, it's similar to what Octo was saying last time you co-streamed. It takes the edge off having someone else with you. It does. It does, for sure. It does, for sure. We've got a few Valentinos. Let's see. Blooky Bloop says, hello all, or LO all. Sorry, I don't want to misrepresent you. LO all. Friendly reminder, hydrate, take meds, hug a furry friend, etc. Here's to a fun stream today. And Lila Astara says, Dodger and chat, you're some of my favorite people on Twitch. I'm so grateful for all the love you've shown and to just be here with you all. Thank you, both of you. It's a preschool teaching job. Oh my goodness. Power to you. Aw. Ginger Ninja, thank you very much. And congrats on affiliate. I teach 1 to 2 year old babies. That's my kid. My kid's a 1 to 2 year old baby. I guess technically you would say a 2 to 3 year old, but like, I think that it counts. My mom called me yesterday. Well, we just had a general phone call, just like a catch-up phone call. And she was like, by the way, I bought some clothes for Clark. I've sent them, with the postal service and everything. I don't know how long it's going to take to get there. But hopefully, she'll get to wear them a little bit before she grows out of them. And I was like, okay, awesome. And they showed up today. I have no idea how that happened. I texted my mom like, they're here. They're already here. What the hell? But it's just like a little package with some just like, but my mom got her some really, really cute little dresses. Clark is super into dresses right now, I think because she's like figuring out how to put them on herself. There's just like a big opening there to just be like, my head goes here, and then I'll figure out the rest, right? So, yeah. Got a lot of cute little dresses for her to wear, which is exciting. They're also nice with potty training, because half the time when you're potty training, your kid is like, I don't want to wear a nappy, and I don't want to wear undies, and I don't want to wear anything. And you're like, okay, that's fine. But if someone comes to the door, I'm going to have to do the, like, this is a drug den, peek around with the door crack. Because otherwise I'm like, hello, my child is naked. Do you have a package for me? Oh, Resonant Derp says, sending all my love to my Christian who is watching this stream, the person who lights up my life every single day since we met, giving all the hugs to Doogs in chat. Oh, sweet Valentine. All the love to Christian, who is watching currently. It reminds me of when my little sister was in that stage. I was the youngest, so, My brother and sister have plenty of "you just literally wouldn't wear clothes" stories about me. Um, I have a very vivid memory of running up the stairs from the basement. Because I've lived in the exact same house my entire life until I moved out for college. So I have, yeah, a really vivid memory of being just naked as a kid, running up the stairs from the basement, and my dad going, "Brooke, put some clothes on," because someone had just come into our house that was not a family member. I remember it. I remember it like it just happened. Isn't it funny? Does it feel like, to any of you guys, does it feel like the memories that are, probably not all of them, but some memories that are like really crisp and clear from when you were very, very young are like inconsequential? I have a couple that are like something really scary happened, or something like, I don't want to use the term traumatizing, but something that like just stuck with me in a bad way. I definitely have memories like that are very vivid. But most of my memories from being a kid are like a split second of a conversation about gloves. I remember that. Me running up the stairs naked while my dad was yelling, "Put some clothes on, Brooke!" Like, most of my memories from childhood are those. Just like weird snapshots. Oh, I remember a flower falling out of my hand. I also remember my first real tantrum. Yeah, two sides, right? Oh, my earliest memory is falling down the stairs and breaking my wrist. One of my earliest memories is still sleeping in a crib, which my mom has said that I slept in a crib for a decent amount of time, like the first few years. Um, but I must have been like 3 in the crib, and there was like a weird shadow in my room, and I remember like sobbing for my mom, and my mom coming in and me saying that something bit me and her going, "What?" Like, I remember that so vividly. What? That's so sad. Oh my god. Do you think Clark will remember COVID? I mean, it depends on how long COVID goes, right? She wouldn't. There's nothing about her life right now that reflects, unless she winds up with like a weird one of these weird snapshot memories of like us with masks on. I don't think there's anything about her life that generally reflects like pandemic, because we just stay home, right? So, I don't think that there's anything for her to remember. Um, Aside from, yeah, like very visual things like masks. I would not complain if we had a much more like East Asian approach to masks, just generally in the West. Um, if overall there was like a, hey, if you're sick, maybe wear a mask. Like, I would be fine with that. So, maybe all of this, aside, like, ignoring the people who are like, but it's literally, you're restricting the lungs that Jesus gave, ignoring all of that. If, like, masks became much more normalized as just, like, a courteous thing to do when you are sick, I would be super cool with that. I live in the UK. I was going to say I live in London. I don't live in London. I live in England, though. lucky you aren't in the States. I mean, here, I'll just really quickly, I'll say this. I think that in the same way that from my experience living in the US and being on the West Coast for my entire life, people on the West Coast really like to be like, at least we're not the South, am I right? Even though the entire country has all the exact same problems, it winds up being like a way of being like, they're worse, so we don't really need to worry about ourselves. That kind of a concept. I think England kind of does the same thing with America. Like, at least we're not America, but like nobody here is wearing masks. Like, our numbers are also going up with COVID. Like, it's the same problems. It's the same problems. And to be like, but at least we're not America, it doesn't address those problems, right? It's like a mental Band-Aid. So, yeah. So, hopefully, we'll all reach a point where, everything is heel turned in a positive direction. I want to believe that. I'm a very optimistic, positive person, so I want to believe that that will happen. But I definitely feel for everybody who's like having to, go back to work in situations that are not safe, and like just generally trying to have these conversations and being ignored. It's rough. It is very hard. So much love to all of you. We'll all get through this. It'll be okay. But right now we're living through it, huh? Big hugs. I've been watching you play Ooblets. It's so nice and relaxing to watch. Aw. Ooblets is very fun. Gardening meets Pokemon dance battle. Yeah. Yeah, it's out. Well, it's like early access. It's like open beta. It's only on the Epic Store right now, so depending on how you feel about the Epic Store. But yeah, it is very fun. And we've been waiting years for it, right? But the game itself is like it does have some weird glitchy things to it. We were talking about a system inside of the game that doesn't make any sense, and hopefully they will change it. But overall, the like general concept of you're on a planet with these weird little creatures. They love to dance. And so if you have something that it's kind of like a reversal in terms of thinking about it like Pokemon. Basically, you can like find items, forage items, craft items, whatever. Farm items, right? And if you have something that an Ooblet wants, it will challenge you to a dance battle. So they'll chase you around, and a little pop-up, not always, not consistently, but a little pop-up will happen that's like, hey, you have a cake, and I want that cake. Let's battle, right? So as long as you have that, you can enter a dance battle with an Ooblet. And that's when the game goes from a, like, farming Pokemon sim to a deck-based dance battle simulator. So the game totally swaps there and is like, okay, this Ooblet that challenged you is coming with 4 of his friends. Do you have 5 Ooblets ready to go for this dance battle? And you're like, I sure do. You pick which Ooblets you want, and the deck building part of the game is like, each Ooblet brings different cards into the deck. So your deck will be totally different depending on which Ooblets you bring, and some of them are like pure point gain. Some of them are like kind of more CC sort of stuff, like stun some dudes, make it so that they can't gain as many points, like that kind of stuff. It's like they all do totally different things. So you choose your like 5 ooblets, right? And you go into the dance battle, and then you get a turn with energy to spend, and cards cost energy, and like all of the standard basic things. And you are trying to, depending on how many ooblets you have in the battle, you will have a different amount of energy, and you will need a different amount of points. So if it's like a 6v6 battle, you know, you might need like 50 points to win the battle. But you also get more energy to spend. So it's that kind of a thing. And it's very, very fun. And if you win, then the ooblet poops out a seed. And the thing pops up like, you can grow a friend. But the systems, like... the systems that we were talking about that don't make any sense are, number one, you can't get rid of ooblets. You can't, like, give them to people. You can't sell them. You can't... So if you have grown 2 of the same ooblet, and you're like, oh, wait, I'm trying to collect all of the ooblets. I don't really want 2 of the red ooblets. Also, keep in mind there are 3 color variations of every ooblet, right? So say that I wanted all 3 different colors of this specific ooblet, but oops, I have 2 of the red ones. I'll just get rid of the second red one. You can't. You can't get ready. You can't get ready. You can't get rid of them. Also, it's really, really hard to make room on your farm for more ooblets. So not only can you not get rid of them, you also have a really... If you go to a new area and get like 4 new seeds and you come back to your farm, more than likely you either have no room for more ooblets, or you only have room for 1 more ooblet, and the other 3, if you've already planted them and you don't realize how this system works yet, the other 3 that you've already planted are just gonna sit there like, I'm ready to pop, bitch. Are we good? So, yeah. Have you ever thought of making a game? Yes. Jesse and I are working on a game right now. But if I was gonna make a game purely for myself, I don't know what it would be. I would love to make a horror game, but I'm not like... I don't play horror games. I don't think that you should jump into a genre if you don't immerse yourself in the genre overall, right? It's like when they originally tried to make the Final Fantasy XIV MMO, and they just didn't play any of the other current MMOs, and they were like, fuck it, we're Square, we'll nail it, and then they ruined it. What a, fortunately, came back up, right? But that's like a once in a lifetime situation to have a game crash so hard, just burn itself alive, and then manage to crawl out as a phoenix. I may or may not be doodling a BTTV emote of your avatar doing ooblet wiggles. Ooblet wiggles? What does that mean? A mystery-themed Minesweeper game. I do enjoy games like Murder by Numbers, right? Where there's a story and there's stuff going on, but there are a lot of puzzles to do to progress the story. I do love that. May Berlin, thank you for continuing your gifted sub. Oh, the little dance that ooblets do and waiting for the dance-offs. Amazing. I thought you meant at first the way that the human characters, or the like humanoid characters in the game, like do this while they're talking to you. Like, hey buddy, what's going on? Doing a Monster Hunter cross stitch. That sounds awesome. Hustle Cat dating sim, but it's also a horror mystery with Sherlockian clues that you have to collect using cat powers. Guys, you can't just like give these ideas away. Yes, I've played many a Professor Layton game. Hilariously, my dad was the first one to buy a Professor Layton game. I think I've told this story before, but when the like, God, was it the original DS? When one of the like more modern Nintendo handheld systems came out, my dad came home with one, and I was like, "Oh my gosh." And he was like, "I know, right? It looked so fun. I can play with it out in the garage." And just left with it, and I was like, "What?" What? He bought it for himself. Incredible. One black coffee. Incredible. So, he like bought a bunch of like puzzly themed games. And I had talked to my mom like, "Man, I want a DS. I'm so sad." So my mom was like, "We'll get you one too, and you guys can share games." But he had bought Professor Layton. He bought Professor Layton, and he bought like one of the early 999 games, I think. But just like any puzzle games. I think he like went to like a GameStop or something and was like, I just want some puzzle games for this system. And they were like, "Okay." Sounds exactly like my dad. My dad loves new technology, and he loves like playing around with new tech, but he doesn't like retain how to use it super well. So like he always enjoys messing around with a new phone, but he won't remember how to do anything like really fun with it, you know? This was obviously like quite a few years ago when the original DS came out. I'm pretty sure it was the original DS that this happened with. So he played around with it a decent amount, but the first one in our family to get an original Game Boy was my grandma. That's so awesome. Yeah, when I got my Game Boy Color, I gave my original Game Boy to my... How am I related to BJ? My nephew's cousin. My nephew's cousin. Yeah. What games did you have for Game Boy Color? I still have them somewhere. I still have them somewhere, I think. I'm pretty sure I brought those. But it was like Pokemon and but I guess Pokemon was an original Game Boy game, wasn't it? My Pokemon and Tetris were both OG. Pokemon Pinball was dope. That game was sick. Well, I feel like... How old was I when Tamagotchis were huge? I'm trying to remember the through line. Because remember, I went to like a tiny religious school in the woods. So they were like... Tamagotchis were allowed for a hot minute and then were banned from school. Pokemon they let go for a really long time, which I'm really surprised about. We were like trading cards and doing all kinds of stuff for a while. And then I think they, on the basis of like not wanting to encourage gambling among the kids, were like, you can't bring Pokemon stuff to school anymore. To the point that my friend Luke had Pokemon Yellow and it was confiscated. And he was like, what? And then Pogs were first, weren't they? Pogs were before Tamagotchis, and Pogs, I want to say, were when I was like 7, 8 years old. And then Tamagotchis were directly after that. That was like 8, 9 range. I was always young for my grade. So I want to say 7 years old, second grade was when Pogs were happening. 8 years old, third grade was when Tamagotchis happened and were banned. At some point, Harry Potter got banned. You know. But I don't remember when Harry Potter was coming out, to be honest. I think it was a couple years after that. Pokemon, I think, was 5th or 6th grade, but I don't remember. How do you ban Harry Potter? They're doing witchcraft, which comes from Satan, obviously. Everyone knows this. My school is not the only, chat, back me up. My school is not the only one that was like, we can't let kids have Harry Potter at this school. They're all going to want to become Wiccans. My school is not the only one, and y'all know it. Yes, y'all know it. Thank you for the backup. Meanwhile, my mom was the one who was like, I finished the new Harry Potter book. Do you want it? Like, I would come home all the time and be like, so this is what's going on at school now. And my mom and dad would be like, all right. Oh. Yeah, that hurts. That hurts to show up at school with something and have them be like, didn't you hear? This is banned now. We're giving it to the principal. You're like, I can't believe my principal is going to just be sitting there with my blue eyes. What's he going to do with it? Better not to ask. Yeah, maybe. You never know. Maybe the principal and vice principal were like in the circuit, you know? They were actually playing the game, which none of us were. New place. As of December of last year, new place. Been here a few months. It's like a somewhat wholesome version of the, I'm going to confiscate this marijuana and you'll never see it again. Not because I used it, but because I'm putting it in the toilet. I'm flushing it down the potty. You bet your bottom dollar. And everybody's like, is he? It's crazy. We're already halfway through this year. Yeah, I mean, time doesn't mean anything this year, does it? It's going to be 2021 and we're going to be like, awesome, time to do taxes again. Yeah, my taxes are fine. My taxes are good. The taxes that I messed up on that I was tweeting about were the cat gang taxes, because that's part of my job for cat gang is doing the taxes. And I put it off way too long, and then spent 4 days in a row trying to get the system that I was using to work, and then realized last minute when I finally got everything sorted that we couldn't actually pay it right away, and that our specific business type they would not accept extensions from. And I was like, all right. Okay, that's fine. So I had to send Danny this big message like, hey, remember how over the last few months you kept being like, hey, we should try and get our taxes done so that we're not stressing out about it. And then I left it until right now, and now I really like hosed us. I'm really sorry about that. So learn from me. Learn from Auntie Dukes. Yeah, fortunately, Danny is the sweetest. Was it fixable? Oh yeah, there's just gonna be fees. So we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Yeah, yeah, it's all fine. Sam and my taxes are done. It's just cat gang. But yeah, I actually because stuff kept going wrong, I had also reached out to the accountant that does our taxes, and was like, hey, do you think you could also figure out what's going on with cat gang taxes and why the system won't let me submit it? I'm obviously doing something very wrong. So it's all gonna work out. It's all gonna be fine. What does cat gang do? Well, I mean, it's down right now, but keep in mind we've been like selling clothing and stuff and accessories and whatever. That is a business. That's like a 50-50 business that Danny and I own. So yeah. Dude, yeah. Whenever taxes comes up, there's somebody who's like, man, it must suck to live in a country where your government doesn't just do your taxes for you. That really sucks. Shout out to all of you guys. And the amount of jealousy that I feel deep in my heart, like, kills me. Like, oh my God. Can you imagine? It's pretty great. It's very nice, yes.
Welcome,
It's because they
you
know
fine
that they can get
cat-loving,
like extra
coffee-drinking
fees out of us, and that we're
babe.
all gonna fuck up and pay them more than we need to, and all it's on purpose.
Welcome,
They
you
could do it for
fine
us. They just don't wanna.
cat-loving, coffee-drinking burrito babe.
We got a couple of Valentines. Rookie Burn says, this Valentine is for the kid in my 3rd grade class who mysteriously lost his copy of Pokemon Platinum. I may or may not have taken the game that was confiscated off of the teacher's desk. To be fair, you did cut off a chunk of my hair and brag about all of your legendaries. I still have the cartridge, and I think of you when I open it. I wish I could repay you somehow. Oh my God. What an incredible confession. That's so good. What a legend. Oh my God. And Has says, hi, Dukes in chat. Sorry for interrupting the conversation. I'd like to send a Valentine to my cat who passed away from feline HIV a few days ago. I was so happy to give him a second chance at life, finding him hit by a car as a stray. Take care of your pets. Get their blood tested if they're outside animals. I was happy to give that little guy a second chance at life. When I was originally doing like so I was terrified of cats growing up. We had barn cats and they were always very mean because they're not meant to be like cuddly cats, right? They just hang out and kill mice and chill. But when I started volunteering for the shelter that was nearby my university, yeah, they gave me like a crash course about cats with FIV, and they were like, if you decide that you want to help us with FIV cats, you can only help us with FIV cats. You won't be able to help with any other type of cat, like, to be safe, because it's so they like transmit it between each other so easily. Yeah, it's rough. So big snuggles to your kitty who has passed. I'm glad that they had you. And as many of you know, in the end, I became their babysitter. I became the person at the shelter where they were like, all right, we've got like 5 random kittens and they all hate people. Give them to Brooke. She'll deal with it. She'll turn them into sweethearts. And I did. Yeah. I mean, I think that's the thing, right? Is a lot of people don't know that FIV exists. Or like, yeah, there just isn't a whole lot of information about it. So, yeah, it's important. It's important to, obviously, hopefully, you're able to like get your pets tested and all of that sort of stuff. But I could never give the kittens back after fostering. Every group of kittens that I fostered, there was one cat that I was like, I'm keeping it. I'm keeping it. I love it too much. You put so much work into these cats, right? When you first get them, they just hiss at you and they hate you and they pee on everything and you're like, oh my God. And then it feels like you blink and they're the perfect cats and they love you. Except for Olivia. Olivia was a bitch from day one and hated me. But all of the other cats, all of the other cats that I took care of, were just like uber sweethearts by the end, man. And I was like, I love them. Look, I named her after Olivia Armstrong. It wasn't. She was gonna be a dickhead. That's just how it is. Anyway, we'll move on from the cat conversation. I'm sure that it's hard. Attic Lion, thank you very much for reminding everybody to hydrate. Hydrate, y'all. And we have a cheers. There's 1,500 of you in here now. Perfect time for a cheers if you've got a drink. If you've got a Beverly that you can use. Magic Maddie has redeemed our cheers, so shout out to Magic Maddie. I hope you're having a lovely day. All of you, thank you so much for being here. Happy Saturday or Sunday, depending on where you live. Yeah. Tomorrow is going to be when I take off for our staycation. I'm very excited. Get Sam away from the computer for a little bit. He needs it. But I am delighted to be here with you guys. I think that I'm going to do a second stream tonight as well, so we'll get lots of streaming in. But you're all lovely, and I hope that today has been good for you, and if it's been bad, I hope this is a bright spot in your day. All right? 3, 2, 1. Cheers. Let's have a good stream. Boop. My coffee soylent. Yo, the coffee soylents, not bad. They're not bad. Sam and I were talking about soylent. I was like, oh my God, Remember when we were drinking Soylent like every day? It was when we were at the office, right? When they just had Soylent in the fridge constantly. It's like, remember when we were drinking Soylent like all the time? But I don't think they have it here. I don't think it's in the UK. There's Huel in the UK, but it's very different. Blended oat based. Interesting. We have stuff that's basically the same. We'll try it. Why not? Huel. Huel? Meal replacement in powder, liquid, or bar form, made from oats, rice protein, pea protein, sunflower, flaxseed, coconut oil, and several dietary supplements. Is Huel any good? People ask. Huel is great. Okay. I drank Huel and Soylent for a month, and this is what happened. Oh my god. Sure, I accept your cookies, whatever. I find it weird that maybe this is still their end game, but wasn't Soylent originally people? Sorry. Wasn't Soylent originally like marketed as we can start developing this and then use it to like feed people who need food? And now it feels like it's become like a weird bougie meal replacement instead. The owner sold the company. Oh, interesting. So the direction changed. Yeah, I mean, it's not like we were surviving off of Soylent, right? We would, if we were streaming and we were hungry, it was nice to just have something that could like get us to the point where we would normally eat dinner or be able to like eat something else. But don't people use it for weight loss? I don't think that it's marketed that way. People probably do. I don't think that it's marketed for that though. I think it's like at this point now it's marketed as this is for busy people, right? Which I think is why it intrinsically might be the wrong word. It winds up sort of fusing with this like kind of bougie vibe, right? Because it's like, are you a busy person? Do you have lots of important shit going on? Get Soylent. It's not people. It's a meal replacement. It's good though. Look, we really liked Soylent. We drank it. It was like it was good. It tasted good. But you know, A, I have no idea if it's actually good for you. B, you know, you wouldn't want to just drink it for every meal. It is not, trust us. I know, it's a rehashed joke. I know, the joke has been happening for years, but what if we just kept making the joke? You can also use Huel as a flour replacement? Interesting. Wait, like when people make stuff and put protein powder in there? Like you can use Huel in place of protein powder for like protein muffins and stuff? Is that the idea? Huel is expensive. Looking at this article, wait, okay. It says, neither product is designed for people who aim to lose weight. It target those who either want to know exactly what they eat or are too busy to sit down for a meal. The pitch is that they find they don't have to worry about food, so they consume less calories throughout the day. So when asked, like, does this help people lose weight? They're like, I mean, mentally, maybe. Claiming you can get all the nutrition you need from a manufactured drink is nothing short of hubris. Damn Fiona Lawson. It's my old last name, so I'm rooting for her. We don't yet know all the vitamins, minerals, phytonutrients, and other substances that make up whole natural food. How can we possibly create it? Comparing the two, Huel seems to contain slightly fewer processed ingredients. And if I scroll down too far, it says, why your old router is a gold mine for hackers. All right, I'm closing this. Lawson, my favorite convenience store. I've thought before about getting, there are a lot of people who have made prints of like art that they've done that has included one of the Japanese Lawson markets in the picture. And I've thought about getting a few of those and like framing them. Just 'cause, like, when my brother went to Japan, he was like, did you know? Because my original last name is Lawson. He's like, did you know there's an entire, like, group of stores here called Lawson? I was like, I did know that. But I think it would be fun to just, like, have, like, some really cool prints by people that have done artwork with the Lawson store, either in the picture or, like, in the background. I could put them in the guest room. And then when my parents stay, they'd be like, oh.
Welcome.
My last name is also Lawson.
Loving, coffee drinking.
My last name is
burrito
Thorne
babe.
now. I was very Igor. I was very Igor, and I was very eager as well to take the name Thorne over Lawson. Just because my name now sounds like I just live in the woods. Yeah, the camera glitches occasionally. It's not you. It's me. Yeah, Brooke Thorne. It's good. It's good. Yeah, druid vibes. It's good druid vibes. I like it. Oh my god. Did I tell you guys that I found out, because, you know, the sort of shit that I research, I found out that you can just buy plots of woodlands in England. You have to leave them as woodlands. You can't build on them. The most that you can do is, like, camp on them, but you have to just leave them as woodlands and leave them undisturbed and let the natural, like, English ecosystem do its thing. But I was like, honey... Honey, we could buy 5 acres of woodlands. And then whenever I need to just get the fuck out of here, I can just go to our little woodlands that we own. So that's my new goal. Sam's like, we have to buy our house first. Yeah, fuck that. What if we just... I'm not gonna say fuck that because Sam is legitimately very stressed out about the house. But look, in like a few years when, you know, we've both exploded and are making $1 million, just buy up a bunch of woodlands. Well, spend like most of that $1 million on like charities and shit because nobody needs more than $1 million. And then buy some woodlands. Yeah, the ones that I was looking at least were like, we'll have you sign a thing that basically agrees that you will not build on the property. You won't do anything loud on the property, right? So you won't like throw a rave in your woodlands. But if you would like to camp there or do quiet activities there, that's fine. But like, out of respect for your neighbors who might own other property next to you, you know, don't be a noisy bitch, basically. But I want to rave. Would you ever like to have a farm with animals? I grew up on a farm with animals. They are a lot of work. I wouldn't want the number of animals that I grew up with, I don't think. But my sister-in-law does. My sister-in-law wants like a full-on farm. She wants all the animals. She's always wanted tons of animals. So I figure like, Nancy, you can have your farm. I'll visit, hang out with the animals. And meanwhile, in like my corner of the world, I would love to just like have wildlife around me. That's more my vibe. And then like, you know, a couple of chickens and a dog and whatever. But like the idea of having a cabin just in like wild woods, love it. So that's like similar to how I grew up in terms of the surroundings, but the farm aspect of it, of just like, we're gonna have a ton of animals and be stressed out all the time about all these animals. I don't think so. Would you ever consider, oh my God, I have pitched that to my mother-in-law before. I've been like, you know what, some of the people are doing in my home state, in Oregon, are, they're buying like big plots of land and then applying to split it and like put a certain number of houses on it, register everybody as workers for the property. So it's not like, you're not calling them like individual homes. It's like one house and then places for workers to live. Avi, what the hell? 50 subs! Holy shit! Thank you very much. Oh my goodness. Guys, if you were gifted a sub by Avi just now, make sure that you take the time to say thank you. It's extremely generous. Avi, thank you very much. Pogs. It goes toward the Woods Fund. Nice. But yeah, I was basically like, what if we just bought like a big piece of property and then like commune style, just all like worked the property together? And obviously his mother-in-law, she and I are very similar. His mother-in-law, my mother-in-law was like, yeah, let's do that. Yeah, that's a great idea. I'm pogging. I'm clapping. I hate that Arcadum has got me doing that now. And we're pogging. And we're pogging. It does make me laugh, though. He is. He's lovely. He's a very sweet person. What the fuck is pogging? It's this face. It's that. Oh, pog. It's that. A Twitch thing I still cannot cope. It's fine. I pointedly ignored that pogging existed for a very long time because I hated it so much. But it's just, look, I've accepted it now. It's like if your face was an exclamation point. That's a great way to put it. Are y'all looking to make a home in the US or overseas? Well, we live in England. The house that we're in currently, the owner wants to sell it ASAP. So we are trying to secure the funds to be able to purchase it ASAP. So that's what we're currently trying to do. Does Sam say pog outside of streams? No, he does not. Neither of us really do that. Like, in our normal lives, be like, oh, pog. Like, that's like, well, it's not the same, but I feel like it's on the same tree. It's a branch of the same idea. When people will ask if Sam calls me Dodger. No. He calls me Brooke. I bet Sam is stressing like crazy about getting a mortgage. Well, like, we were talking about it yesterday. I ran all of our funds. I did all of our financing, our bill paying, all of that shit for years, right? Like, that was me. And then we moved here. I don't have a bank account here. I can't direct pay anybody. I can't do any of that shit. Talking with the mortgage guy, he's like, well, technically Brooke can just like pick up and leave, so nobody's gonna give her money, so this is all about you. And Sam's like, cool, awesome. Cool, great, I'm really excited about that. So he's just like, he's rapidly learning how to do a bunch of this stuff, and he's crushing it, and he's doing amazing. But yes, he is very stressed out. But he got into law school. I know. I say that to him too. I'm like, you got accepted into law school, baby. It doesn't matter that you didn't go. The important thing, you can do quick maths. You're fine. You got this. Why didn't he go? He went there for a tour after getting accepted, and the person who was doing the tour took them into the library and was like, this is where you'll never live. You'll never leave this place. Everybody sleeps and eats here. Ha ha ha. And they were all like, ha ha ha. And Sam was like, and then there was like a further back part of the library where she was like, and all of you lucky law students, you'll live in here, and opened up a totally different section of the library and was like, you literally won't leave this place ever. And Sam was like, this sounds terrible. And yeah, the tour made him go, no, that's not for me. That sounds like hell. I don't want to do that. So he didn't go. Sam is like the quintessential, I'm not afraid to like move on and try something else. It's why when you ask him how many jobs he's had, he can't remember, because he's just like, he's done so many things, he's lived in so many places, he's tried so much stuff. Because if something doesn't feel right for him, he's like, all right, I guess I'll do something else. It's like, okay. Sam sounds like a great candidate for a mortgage. He is. Put it into the universe, chat. He is a great candidate for a mortgage. And if we're able to get this house, we can rip up this fucking carpet, put down some soundproofing. Oh my god. Oh my god. Install AC. Oh my god. Sam last night was sweating so much that he was like soaked. And then woke up this morning with a headache, and he was like, "Oh man, I have a headache." And I was like, I wonder why." I wonder why. The dehydration, perhaps. Yeah, these rooms up here are just like heat traps. Yeah, the house is incredible. So, the house is great. We don't live like on top of anybody else. We're like outside of everything. So that like peace and quiet is really nice. But there are some things we would love to change. Like the sound just goes directly down through the floors. So Sam, when he's like, you know, like losing his mind while playing something, you can hear it when you're like in the living room downstairs. If you go into Clark's room while Sam is streaming, it sounds like he's just in the room with her. Fortunately, she's been hearing him scream at video games her entire life, so she literally sleeps through it. But, you know, whenever Sam's like, "Oh man, it'll be so nice when so-and-so can like come and visit us." Like my parents, right? I was on the phone with my parents, and Sam was like, "Oh man, when it's safe to, you guys got to come visit, stay in our guest room." And my immediate thought was, not yet. Definitely not yet. They won't sleep at all. Oh, QK, thank you. Clark has a superhuman sleeping ability. Yo, that just happens though with kids, doesn't it? Like I grew up in silence. It's one of the reasons that I don't ever think to. We've talked about this before. I think this winds up being surprising to people. I don't just like play music all the time. I don't even think to play music all the time. I love singing. I love singing songs. I love that Clark sings songs all the time, but like I don't wake up in the morning and go, "All right, what are we putting on? What are we grooving to? It's morning, baby," right? I like it when I like the quiet. I love it. But I also grew up with the quiet, and it meant that I slept in the quiet, so things wake me up super duper easily. Not very conducive to having a husband that is up literally all night screaming at a game, right? So I wake up often. Um, but like kids that grew up in a very noisy house or with like a lot of other kids or whatever, or with a screaming gamer dad, are going to be able to sleep like the dead because they gotta. She has a screaming gamer dad. It's the reality of it. Oh, I can't listen to audiobooks while I'm trying to sleep because Because I've like been listening to an audiobook and been like, okay, it's time for bed, but this chapter, I want to like finish the chapter, and then done the thing where I've like laid in bed while the audiobook has still been going and been like, the chapter will probably end before I fall asleep. But I get so, I don't want to say I get so stressed out, because that's not what it is, but the whole time I'm laying there, I'm going, I really hope I don't fall asleep, because it's gonna start the next chapter and I'm not gonna know what's going on and I'm not gonna know how far back to go. And so I can't do audiobooks. I can't fall asleep to audiobooks. My mind wanders too much for audiobooks to be a thing. I wonder if that's like, because, you know, people who are super into meditation, and I've never gotten really into meditation. I would love to try it more, but a lot of people have said that there is a transition period with meditation where if you stick with it, eventually you're able to just kind of like let your mind go blank and be in the moment. But most people have a period of time where the entire time that they're trying to meditate, it's like you're fidgeting and you're wondering what time it is and you're wondering how long you've been there and you're thinking about other stuff and you're stressing yourself out. And like wouldn't like sit there and stress, but the times that I have tried to like meditate before, I spend the entire time wondering how long I've been sitting there. And I think the more that you do it, the more you're able to just kind of like shut off and let yourself meditate, right? But I say all of this because I wonder if, like with audiobooks, if you found that you enjoyed the like having the audiobook on, whether you were able to focus on it or not, if you found that you enjoyed having the audiobook on, if over time you would be able to like pay better attention to it. Yeah. I can't listen to like I listened to all of the first Game of Thrones book. Song of Ice and Fire. I listened to the whole first book on audiobook. Cannot remember a fucking thing that happened in that book. Because there's just, if it's an audiobook where there's a lot of detail, I will not pay attention. There will be a point where they're like, and then they laid the table and a vast buffet of beautiful breads were brought out. Some looked to be washed with egg. Others looked to be washed with maidens. Like, I don't know. Yeah, I put a T at the end just to like really drive it home. Anyways, so the second that sort of shit starts happening, I space out, and then I realize later, oh, it's people talking again. This is plot. I've missed plot. I've missed when the plot restarted. Love a nice maiden washed bread. I don't know all the weird shit that George R.R. Martin puts in his books. I said the first grain was a lovely toasted tan color. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Silly. Hold on, let me double check that I'm not. Frosting is maiden tears? I don't like that. Yeah, people were saying yesterday that might be able to get library books soon, which would be nice because I definitely prefer physical books. I think my internet is freaking out. Everything is like freezing. Nothing will load. Oh, there we go. It's okay on your end? Okay. Oh. My father told me to tell you hi like I'm on a video call, but I've been watching you since high school and I talk about you pretty often. Oh, hi, Dad. I hope you're having a good day. Physical books are the shiz, but I'm running out of space to store them. Are you the sort of person where do you reread them? I don't reread books generally. It is very rare for me to keep a book. I'll typically find someone to give it to. Or I've gotten, in the last couple of years, I've gotten really into just giving stuff to libraries. Good morning, you nerd. Damn, what the hell? Yeah, that's because Dracula's special in like a really odd way. Ranking of green, yellow, and red bell peppers. What about orange? Orange doesn't count. Green bell peppers are the best for savory stuff. Yellow bell peppers are the best for salads. I like super finely dice yellow bell peppers and put them in our tuna. And Clark loves it. Yellow and green, I think, are superior. Orange and red are basically the same. I just wanted orange to be involved because it's my favorite color and I can't believe you ignored it. But red bell peppers go faster. Red always goes fast. That's true. Red is very good in like a curry or a stir fry. Maybe they just all shine in their own ways. It's true. Red is the fastest. Red is the fastest pepper. But there are lots of red peppers. Are they all equally fast? Or then do we have to talk about like aerodynamics? Oh my god, why would you grow ghost peppers? I say this as somebody who has 2 pepper plants and I have no idea what type of peppers they are. No clue. No clue. Red, yellow, and orange bell peppers all taste the same to me. Really? I think yellow ones are like much sweeter. So that's why like I think that they're nice in something that's meant to be like really crisp. Like I don't want to cook yellow bell peppers ever. They're just raw in everything that I make. I do like tiny little strips of them and Clark walks around and munches them and stuff. Like I think the yellow ones are just they're just like brighter tasting. I don't know. What if this is like a mental thing? Do all bell peppers taste the same? The different colors of bell peppers actually do taste different. Oh, thank God. Green is the most bitter. Red is the sweetest. Interesting. Because they are bitter, not many people enjoy eating green peppers plain, but they are a popular ingredient in cooking. Oh, they are the least ripe version. Yellow peppers have a fruity taste. Orange peppers are a little less sweet. Red bell peppers are said to be the sweetest and the juiciest. They are the most mature, and since they are fully ripe, they also contain the most nutrients. There you go. There you go. That's the difference between them all. It's not a mental thing. They do taste different. I think bell peppers cause more reflux than other veggies. For us, like, raw onion, I love raw onion. I love it so much. But oh my God, I can feel it when I've had raw onion. But I also have high acidity. So if I'm having like a chili, I want some like finely diced raw onion on top of my chili. And every time I do it, I think I'm going to have heartburn later. It's going to happen. The combination of shit in this bowl is not working for me, but it's going to be delicious. So fuck it. That's literally how I go into chili. So same, but it's so good on a burger. That's my lactose intolerant view on ice cream. Yeah. I am also lactose intolerant. I generally try not to eat too much dairy. So I have occasional dairy and it doesn't really bother me. If I have things that are like cream based, I know I will feel it later and I will not feel good. But generally, dairy just makes me feel like a little phlegmy and maybe tired. Like, generally, I feel more energetic and I feel better if I don't have dairy. If I have a little bit of it, it barely affects my life, right? I barely notice it. If I'm having like full on dairy though, no. It's bad. It's toots for days. It's an upset tummy. It's not good. Same, I have to dose it. Yeah. Just a little bit at a time, right? I've always wanted to deep dive. I've never bothered, but I know that there are people who claim that some research suggests that if you like avoid dairy entirely, that your body will react worse once you finally have it. So like generally, if you intend to have dairy occasionally, it's better to have it occasionally, like more consistently, than to like not have dairy for a year and then have dairy once. It'll probably like really fuck you up. And I don't know what the research is or if that's like, I don't know. I also love oat milk, and it's very easy to make. If you just get bulk oats, you can make oat milk easy. Duspiel, thank you for the 49. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I had a friend who he like knew he was allergic to something but wasn't sure what it was and kept cutting stuff out. And it just kept happening, and then found out that he was allergic to like pretty much everything, and that was the problem. Is that he would cut something out and be like, well, I'm still getting sick, cut another thing out, I'm still getting sick, cut another thing out, I'm still getting sick. And then when he finally went in to get the tests done, they were like, well, and keep in mind these tests aren't always super accurate, I guess, but they basically were like, I think you're allergic to everything, so that's the problem. Jeannie, one of my best friends, has had, I think, 3 different times now where it's seemingly randomly just broken out in terrible hives all over her body, and has tried to figure out what it was. And it turned out that it wasn't a food product at all. It was like a delayed reaction to an antibiotic that she had taken like days ago, which is wild to me. But like it took a while for her to figure out that that's what it was, and to like work with her doctor to figure out that that's what it was. Oh gosh. Yeah. You could be like Krendor and keep a food journal. What's my favorite cereal? I'm not going to answer that because you're all going to rip me to pieces. I love Raisin Bran. I love Raisin Bran because I'm 80. I love Raisin Bran. So Sam always comes home with like, he gets like that Honey Nut Cheerios and shit, and I like them, they're fine. But if I'm gonna like eat something, if I'm gonna consistently be like, oh yeah, I want some of that, it's gonna be something like Raisin Bran. So same, I loved it when I was younger too. Rice bubbles? What are rice bubbles? Is that like... Oh, fuck. What is the name of the... Hi, bees. What is the name of the Snap Crackle Pop cereal? Rice Krispies. There we go. Are we gonna do a study hall of making bath bombs? Because I'm down. The thing that I keep forgetting to get is gloves, because one of the things... So I'm not making bath bombs, I'm making shower steamers. They're... You can make them so that they're potentially like good for headaches, and you know, my sweet husband gets headaches all the time. So I've been thinking about making shower steamers for a while now. I've talked about them a few times. I literally have everything at this point, but one of the ingredients is citric acid. And it's not that it's gonna like necessarily hurt you, but a lot of places recommend that you wear gloves because it can be like really hard on your hands. So what is a shower steamer? It's basically like, it's a thing that as water hits it, so it behaves kind of like a bath bomb. As water hits it, it releases like a smell into the air. So, you know, if you want something kind of like mentholy for breathing, or like if there's certain types of smells that in the steam would just relax you or whatever, the idea is you can make like a little thing that will, as water or steam or whatever hits it and activates it, it will release a smell, like a nice smell. So yeah, I've bought a few of them before for my mom, because my mom gets really bad like sinus headaches and stuff. Again, because she's allergic to lots of things. So I've gotten them for her before, and I think she said that they were really nice. But I like the idea of them because I mostly take showers. Sam's more of a bath person than I am, but we both take a lot of showers, and I think that it would be nice. So. Yeah, so I'm going to try them. I have everything that I need. I just don't want a chemical burn is all. I don't want a citric acid burn. So just need to get some gloves, and then we'll be good. I used to have like an entire box of gloves because I dyed my hair at home. But again, did not bring those with me.
Welcome.
QK, thank you very much for subscribing.
Coffee drinking burrito babe.
You sound like a busy person. I just have a toddler. I just have a toddler is all. If you have leftover citric acid, it's very good for cheese making. Interesting. Eyebrow wiggle. I miss the days of Dodger dyes. Dude, I saw Nega Oryx made her hair blue. And I was like, oh my god, it's so pretty. I go back and forth. I'm like too fluid with like too many things in my life. But at the same time, like, who cares? But like one of the things that day to day, I'm like, nah, I don't know. One of the things that day to day I like change my mind on is dyeing my hair. Because some days I love that my hair looks like this. I love that it's just boring and it's just my natural hair color. I like it a lot. And then other days I'm like, I want it to be purple. I want it to be purple. So I'm going to get some purple dye, right? It's not like a fear thing. This isn't like a, oh, what if it looks terrible, right? I've dyed my hair so many different colors. It's just, one day I'll put a bunch of purple dye in a cart on my phone, and then I'll wake up the next morning and be like, nah. Is there a color you won't do? I think this always sounds shitty, but I say it anyway. Whatever color like everybody is doing, I have no desire to do. I know that that's stupid, and that like everyone doing the same color shouldn't make me be like, well then I don't want it. But like I just don't want to, because I think part of it is that already you wind up getting compared to people when you do this kind of a job. I'm not even saying like women get compared to each other or whatever. Like literally if you are streaming or YouTubing or whatever, people are going to be like, oh, you really remind me of this person. You really remind me of this person. It's just gonna happen. The comparisons just happen. So when a bunch of influencers all have the same hair color, that happens more. I just don't want to. There was a point where I was like, man, I really want bright pink hair. But literally everyone has bright pink hair. Not right now, obviously, but at the time, just everyone had it. I was like, I just don't want to. I just don't want to be part of that. So, hi, Nictorhorst. But yeah, it's definitely not meant to be a dig on anybody who's like, when, you know, a bunch of people all get green hair or a bunch of people all get blue hair or whatever. I love it. I think it's beautiful. I just already get lots of, you remind me of this person, you remind me of this person, you remind me of this person. And not that that's necessarily a bad thing. I'm always compared to nice, lovely people, so it's sweet. It's just, it kind of like strips away everything else that's like commentable about you down to, oh, you have the same hair color as this person. so yeah, but I would like to do something fun with my hair. I just don't know what to do with it, and currently I can't go to a professional to have a professional do a fun thing with it. Or rather, I don't really want to. Whenever I say that, somebody's like, but salons are open in the United Kingdom. I just don't want to. I don't want to go into a building unless I have to, generally, so. Have you tried going bald? I've thought about it. But I've just, in the last few years of my life, learned to really accept and love my ears. I hated them for a really, really long time because they just stick out, and I've learned to really love them, and I appreciate them now. I think if I shaved my head, in some ways it would be nice, and in other ways it would like resurface some weird like insecurities that I have about my ears. So thank you. I like them. I like them. It just took a long time for me to like them. Have you guys, any of you who watch Sam, were you guys watching when he showed everybody his ears? People don't believe him when he says that he has like naturally pointed ears, but he does. Yeah, his ears, so his ears, number one, are like kind of fused up against his head. So his ears are more like this. But also, if you look at his ears, they naturally like fold over up here. I'm talking about your ears. I'm talking about your ears and how cute they are. He has elf ears. Oh, my love. Oh my God, you're so handsome. You okay? You okay? Everything all right?
Just got back from the shops.
Okay. Love you.
Love you.
I didn't say this, but I also have had a headache since yesterday. So he brought me headache medicine. It was very sweet. I've just been trying to like chug water and hope that that makes it go away, but it hasn't. And it's one of those headaches that's like behind your eye. The worst. The ones that feel like they're literally just like a goblin sitting on the back of your eyeball, just like scratching it. Oh God, I hate it. So, I wasn't gonna make him show his ears, guys. I literally just got done saying that I'm insecure about my ears. If I went into Sam's stream and he was like, babe, show everybody your ears, I'd be like, fuck you. Fuck you. So, I'm not gonna do that to my husband. It always feels like my eye's gonna pop. I kept like this morning was alright, Clarky. Mommy's head hurts really bad. It hurts right behind my eyeball. And she was like, your eye? And I was like, my eye hurts. So we're gonna turn on Pablo. We're gonna turn on Pablo and Mommy's gonna lay here for a second and just do this. Which is what I did. And then, you know, with kids, sometimes when you're like, I just need you to watch TV for a minute while I'm like figuring my shit out. That'll be when they decide, but I don't want to watch TV, right? So that was Clarky today. It was a lot of me sitting there with my hand on my eye and with my eyes closed, and she would come over and she would like, there's a little weird stick that came with my my starter packets for like seeds, right? Trying to grow starters. It was basically like a thing that you could use to just like stab into the dirt and have a hole ready for the seeds. So she found that and came in and was like, Mommy, I'm going to draw you. In Pablo, which by the way is like the best kids show and I love it. In Pablo, when he wants to like process and figure something out, it's about a 5-year-old with autism. And so when he wants to process and figure things out, he like draws, he has like this world that he goes into that is all drawings. And he like explores how he's feeling and what he wants to do. And it's lovely. And it's such a good show. And I'm so glad that it's won awards and stuff. It's great. But Clarky and I love it. But in the show, he draws all of his friends, right? So they reference like sometimes, if Pablo's distracted with something, one of the animals will show up, one of the other characters in this world will show up and be like half drawn, right? That kind of a thing. Or like they redraw themselves sometimes, stuff like that. So she came over and she was like, Mommy, I'm going to draw you. I'm going to draw your eye. I was like, oh, can you draw a different part of me, honey? Can you draw a different part of me, honey? Please. It's an Irish show. I know, it was very sweet. She's so cute. It was very, very sweet. But I was like, oh, must you draw my eye? I've been drawing a lot though. I'm very happy. I've been doing anatomy studies for I want to say like 2 weeks. Trying to get better at like where shoulder muscles are and stuff like that. So that's been super fun. And I pulled a Nichter horse and I've been watching my friends' D&D shows and then like drawing their characters and that's been super fun. It's been a blast. But the problem is originally I was like, this will be a good way to fall asleep. Right? So I've got the little iPad that is like Clark and my iPad. Got the little iPad, got Procreate on there. So I would just like lay in bed and you know, watch D&D on my phone or something and draw or look at references on my phone and draw. But I wind up spending like 2 hours sitting there drawing. So it's not, it does not help me sleep. It is not a good fall asleep method. So I need a different plan. Oops, the curse. I drew like every day up until college. I had like a weird, I was going to say webcomic. It's not a webcomic. I had like a daily comic strip that I did in high school and all of the people in my advanced English class would read it. Weird. Like that. But yeah, I drew constantly growing up and then I got into college and then it's kind of like what we talk about with reading. I was suddenly in design classes and stuff for costumes and things like that. And I had to draw things and I stopped drawing things. And I stopped drawing all the time and I haven't consistently, I try to get back into it and I doodle a lot now. I talked about this on the the Leighton Night with Brian Wecht podcast with Leighton and Brian. I was talking about how it's wild having Clark because Clark draws all the time. And so she asks me to draw with her all the time. So I'm drawing every day again, just kind of naturally. And it's been really fun and really nice. And like, because Clark is 2, she wants me to draw specific things and she asks me to do specific things. And she's just like, you know, uninhibited in like what she thinks would be cool to draw or watch me draw. So it's been really fun. So I've been drawing every day again, either with Clark or by myself for months now. So I finally was like, I should start, like, if there's something that I want to learn how to draw, I should just start looking at references and see if I can teach myself how to draw it. Like, why not? Oh, that's so cute, Nick. I say Bab, but she's like 8. Mm-hmm. I've drawn many spiders. Many spiders. Probably drawn more spiders than anything else. Well, currently, because of like the stage of development she's in, she's really obsessed with different facial expressions. So it's not just draw a spider, it's draw an angry spider, draw a happy spider, draw a cheeky spider, right? Like, draw a sad spider. So I don't post my drawings, no. An ennui spider. Mm-hmm. Yes, good. All of these. Sometimes not posting something is the biggest reward. Yeah, I've posted stuff I've drawn before. It's not that I'm like nervous to post things. It's more just like I'm enjoying the process of learning. And I'm drawing it to learn. I'm not drawing it to post. You know? Are you sad the Haikyuu manga is ending this weekend? I don't read the manga, so I'm always delighted, honestly, to hear that a long-running manga is finally ending. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Nick said, I like to get into things when they're done. I feel that. Just knowing an ending has been developed makes me happy. Whether it's a good ending or not. We might get 3 chapters of Berserk this year. Someone stole part of your eyebrow. It was me. Don't worry, she's in jail. Dodger is never watching One Piece. But hasn't Oda confirmed that, like, there is an end for One Piece? It's getting near the end. Do you hear that, chat? It is time. Start reading that shit. It'll take you like 3 years to get through it anyway. Yeah, Octo and I were talking about it. And I think he was the one who was saying that it's also been confirmed that the One Piece is an actual thing and it's not the friends we made along the way. I know things have to end, but I always feel uneasy when they do. I think I get that. I've said before that I have like a problem with finishing books. And anime sometimes, because if you're really enjoying yourself, you get to a point where you're like, oh, this is gonna end. And then I know that I just said, like, I feel kind of relief when something ends, whether it's a good ending or not. But, like, whether or not I will actually read the end is debatable. Because at that point, it's like, that's the end they chose. That's canon. If I don't read it, I don't know what it is. I don't know the canonical ending until I read it. So it's like, it's not real. That's what fanfic is for. It's true. I'm sometimes unable to read fics. Oh gosh. Fics are hard too, because if you start reading them when like the first chapter came out and you check for a new chapter every however long, and then sometimes for me it reaches a point where you're like, this is not going in the direction I wanted. But there's a sunk cost fallacy of I feel like I've been reading this for months. Right? Because, like, who knows how often they're going to put out a chapter. But, yeah, I do not finish fics most of the time. Because most of the time it's like, there's a point in it where I'm like, is this going in a direction that I'm still interested in? Probably. Nah, not really. I'll read something else. It's fine. I used to love the Archie comics. I read them up until recently, and the Riverdale show is nothing like what I read as a kid. Yeah. We've talked about that before, too, but, like, there was a period of time where the Archie Comics company was coming after people for doing, like, fanfic and fan art that they thought was not wholesome enough to reflect the Archie Comics, like, vibe. And now Riverdale is out. And I find that hilarious. There was a period of time where you could not find like Archie fan art and Archie fanfic or anything like that, because they were so worried about somebody finding a fic of like Archie and Jughead boning and then being like, no. People, they just didn't want them making anything really. Anne Rice did the same stuff. She didn't want anybody writing fanfic of her characters. And now Riverdale's out. They're like, yeah, remember all of those wholesome characters? They're all awful. Everybody's awful. Everything's terrible. Anne Rice is infamous for clamping down on fan stuff, isn't she? Yes. Yes. I don't know why I'm still watching Riverdale. I keep hoping for more Archie references. Like, it's interesting to me because I got super into Teen Wolf. I watched the first, I don't know, 3 seasons and then stopped, I think, because that's when it really started going off the rails. But the character archetypes in Teen Wolf are very similar. Ignore the wolf part. Are very similar to a lot of the like high school character archetypes in Riverdale, right? Watching Riverdale, I was like, I love that I get all of the references. I love that I get all of the references here. The problem is that Teen Wolf did a lot of these characters better. And I don't know if it's the writing or if it's the acting or both. But there are characters in Teen Wolf that I wish I could just pick up and plop down and be like, you're Cheryl now. Like, like some of the stuff that went on in Riverdale, I was like, this is so dumb. This is the stupidest shit. So I would say the first season is awful of Riverdale, but I stuck with it because I loved the Archie comics when I was younger. But I also was so torn because I was like, but Teen Wolf did so many of these things better. I watched all the new Sabrina. It's terrible, and I couldn't stop. Sam watched all of Sabrina. He hasn't watched the new stuff, but he watched all of the Sabrina that was out when I was in Oregon. When I was stuck in America, like trying to get my visa sorted. When I was trying to get my visa sorted, he like watched all of Sabrina while I was gone, and I was like, "Honey, what? Why are you watching Sabrina?" He was like, "I don't know. I can't stop." I didn't think it was terrible. I don't know. I think this is kind of like a cop-out thing to say, but I'm going to say it anyway. I didn't think that it was terrible, but it also, I don't think was Sabrina. You know, I enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun watching it, but it didn't feel like it was Sabrina. So it had a lot of the trope that I have harped on many, many, many a time. It had a lot of the like, this character could have like a decent conversation with X, Y, or Z and maybe not do that dumb thing that they just did. Lack of the talking cat was a big drawback. Yo, they like... Oh, my phone's dead. I liked it, but I don't know. I don't know. It's hard. I watched all of season 1. I blew through it. I enjoyed it. I was just frustrated the whole fucking time. Salem is in the new Sabrina. Salem is in the new Sabrina. But it's not a sassy talking cat is what we're confirming here. Then what's the point? Retweet. Is it a talking dog? Winces. her cousin in the show is basically the role of Salem. That's fair. They filled the void. There is the sassy back-talking character. But it's not a cat puppet, you know? You know, so what can you do? But like the old Sabrina the Teenage Witch, or no, not Sabrina the Teenage Witch. Oh my god, what are we talking about? Yes, Sabrina. Wow. Holy shit. What's happening to my brain? Yes, Sabrina. Oh my god. So this happens to me sometimes. This happens to me sometimes because my niece is named Sabrina. And so sometimes I will say Sabrina in talking about Sabrina the Teenage Witch, and I will second guess that I've said the right name. Okay. So the old Sabrina the Teenage Witch show is more like fun, goofy, happy shit as the comics, as the Sabrina like comic stuff was, right? But with like a bit more development and fun and more sitcom-y. Chilling Adventures of Sabrina is based off of the new comics that are like about Satan and witchcraft and like it's meant to be a much darker show. A cat puppet doesn't really fit the vibe, right? It's a teen drama with Satan. That's the new Sabrina stuff. Yeah, and it's made by the same people that do Riverdale. So. Waiting for the Riverdale Sabrina crossover. I know. I'm shocked that hasn't happened. That's going to get banned at your school. It already is. I'll reach out to them. Be like, hey guys, I don't know if you remember me. I have a very important question. Oh my goodness. Oh, it's 3:30. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay. I should get going, especially if I'm going to stream again later. But you guys have been lovely. Thank you all very much for watching. Let's see. I missed some Valentines. Plasma Phoenix says good vibes to Sam. Annie Hanchard says to Dodger Sam and all the other people learning how to own a home for the first time, keep up the great work. The investment is rough, but doing it correctly will be worth the learning process. I'm in the same boat as y'all. I'm on track to sign on my first place by November. It means that I'm learning too, and I believe in you. Thank you very much. Bex says, thanks, Avi, for gifting me a sub. I just gave my Twitch Prime to Sam, so I'm glad I can have all these amazing emotes. Oh, thank you. Black Dragon says, I just got here from a wonderful Zoom wedding. I wish I could have been there in person, but at least I can spread the love and tell you all that you are wonderful. And Zai says, you guys are amazing. How do you do it every day? Adorable. Adorable. We had some hydrates from Old Man Civil, Ascugia, Erwin Blah, and Magic Maddie. Thank you guys for reminding us to drink our water, etc., and take care of ourselves. We have a subscribe request from Early Winter. Oopsies. Oh, whatever. Gift a sub. Early Winter would like to gift a sub to a random person. So here we go. Thank you very much for using your points to give back to the community. It's very sweet. And Raid Leader is open if anybody would like to suggest someone to raid. I realized I have not specified this in the past, but please use Raid Leader to promote someone other than yourself. I haven't made that clear before, but it goes under our like self-promotion rule. Oh, another Valentine. Just now. Wait. Hey, Duke and chat. This is from Drop It TV. I just moved from Oregon to Long Beach, California for grad school. Thanks for making the move easier and for helping me adjust. Oh, congrats. Good luck with grad school. Okay. You missed a dab. I sure didn't. You gotta read how the dabs work, my friend. Not Loki would also like to gift a random sub to someone. So here we go. Hubba bubba bam. Hubba bubba bam. Hubba bubba bam. That's from Not Loki. There you go. Okay. Jupiter Knox, thank you for the 20 months. Autumn Found for the 32. RL Fields for the 2 years. Happy anniversary. Elazara, thank you for the 16. And Anonymous Gifter, thank you very much for gifting subs. Penguin in Space, thank you for the 27. Mountain Coder for the 64. Ruby Nemo for the 6. So Bad at Games, thank you for the 26. Mick Big Hat for the 61. Lazaralis for the 4. Aguchi for the 23. Riku Replica, thank you for gifting a sub. Ginger Ninja for the 6. Nualp, thank you very much for subscribing. Welcome to the Cat Gang. Crick Bell, thank you for the 11. Dor Lucas for the 41. Mr. Ow, thank you very much for the 2 years. Happy anniversary to you as well. I started watching your stuff years ago, even before you got Sherlock. You and your community have been such a positive influence on my life. Oh, thank you, Al. Philip Cav says 47. Philip Cav says 47. Thank you very much for resubscribing for 47 months. Aussie Gaming, thank you very much for subscribing. Babsy for the 30 months. Wild Gamer Angel for the 57. Jagfan BB, thank you for the 11. Prim Jaina, thank you very much for subscribing. Welcome to the Cat Gang. Benguyen, thank you for the 2. Solar Blitz for the 49. General Woundwort, thank you for the 4. Tom Servo for the 45. Haikunagi, thank you very much for subscribing. Welcome to the Cat Gang. Sevatiel, thank you for the 28. Avi, thank you so much for all of the gifted subs. Avi gifted 50 subs earlier. Incredible. Thank you very much. Dahobo, thank you for the 9. Happy Twitch baby. Blooky Bloop, I missed this. Thank you very much for the 10 subs. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Billionth Swine, thank you for the 59. Jodlern for the 67. Witch Tea for the 28. Chubby Penguin for the 15. Kuba the Bear for the 45. Captain Rim for the 6. Das Beal for the 49. Hey Aureus, thank you very much for the 3. QK, thank you for subscribing. Sticks North for the 20. Vuorinovos, thank you for the 43. Weird Dakota for the 3 years. Happy anniversary. Strong Spaghetti, thank you for the 11. Echolam for the 3. Citro for the 56. Amy Zandrite, thank you for the 9. Happy Twitch baby. Jackalope, thank you for the 19. Dip Top for the 42. Caulfield, thank you for the biddies. Sheepsea Explorer, thank you for the 11. And Stonehead for the 53. Momo Makoto, thank you for subscribing. Full Mers for subscribing. Both of you, welcome to the Cat Gang. And Omnia, thank you for gifting a sub. Thank you all very much. I appreciate it. Can't believe. Now I have to do a dab. This is for Ectrix. Kays was here. Almost Will. Weirwood. Dave. Suchi. PZN. Corvus Imperial. Acrobatic Cupcake. The Sleepy Nebula. Forelli. Rokusaur. T-Bunny Bun. Not Loki. Kitty Life. Golden Sue. Funky Toaster. Rakia. And Bloodfire. Here we go. Here we go. It's happening. The ultimate dab. The ultimate dab. With this fucking piece of paper on the floor with Peppa's face on it. And this thing. Hold on, I'm gonna put it on. I'll put it on. Here we go. Sam's coming upstairs. I gotta do this fast. So there you go. Eyebrow wiggle. Thank you all very much for watching today. I hope you have an amazing day. Who can we wade? Who can we wade? Let's go say hi to Tim. He's in my D&D game on Arcadum's channel. Timac, go say hi, send him some love. I will see you guys next time, okay?
I'll try to start streaming around 9 p.m. BST tonight. So watch out for that. Okay, bye-bye.